Hello, my name's Robbie Cease, and this is my good buddy Rusty Revels, and this is our story. I was recently diagnosed with a schwannoma tumor in the center of my spinal cord, and it was very serious. It was up around C1, C2 at the top of my neck. Knowing I was in trouble, I reached out for prayer. And I found prayer in the most unlikely places. Of course, family and friends were praying. I had my son's church down in Ellery, the Baptist church down there. They were praying. I even had an old ladies pickleball group praying for me. I mean, it was amazing. And I knew how important prayer was. And my good friend Jonathan Ingram had reached out to Jonathan Ruth, and he prayed for me over the phone and told me the morning of the surgery that he would be there at 7 o'clock in the morning and pray for me. And he was. And I'm happy to report that the surgery was a complete success. It was supposed to be a 3-hour surgery, turned out to be 8 hours. The doctor said it was the largest schwannoma tumor he had ever seen. And in my heart, I had experienced a miracle from the deliverance of this. And then that's when I got home, received a phone call from my buddy Rusty, and I shared with Rusty that I had received a spiritual experience, and Rusty said he had too, and that based on his spiritual experience, he wanted to be baptized. And I reached out to Pastor Ruth to set up a baptism. And before we could make it down to see Rusty, he had another stroke and went back in the hospital. And I thought we were going to miss our opportunity.
During my stay in the hospital, when I thought I was going to die, basically, and I had like several strokes at the same time, and I could not get out of bed to go see Robbie. I was trying to get up and to go visit with my friend, because I knew he was up there, and when they told me the seriousness of his surgery, I wanted to see him bad. Could not do it. But during my stay, I had him put a DNR bracelet on me, a do not resuscitate bracelet. The chaplain lady from the hospital came and visited me, prayed over me, prayed with me. And I can't tell you what she said, and I can't tell you her name, but I can tell you, she looked at me, pointed at me, said, "I want to tell you something, son. It's not your time. It's not your call on when it's your time to go. That decision is God's and God's alone." And she made me so emotional, I broke down and cried for the first time in 19 years. I just lost it. Think about B. Arthur from the Golden Girls. She had big white head of hair. I'm laying flat on my back looking up at her. She looked like she was 7 foot tall. She could have been an angel for all I know.
I think it was an angel.
I mean, I just don't know. My friend Terry Harris, who is a man of God, gave me a daily devotional for men to read every day. And I've been reading it faithfully every day. One day I opened it up, and the message that I received was that I needed to surround myself with people of God. So I reached out to Robbie Cease, who reached out to Jonathan Root. Next thing I know, they're at my house praying for me and with me, and getting ready to do a baptism in my kiddie pool in my backyard. Here I was thinking I had to have some big ceremony, but Jonathan Root told me that whenever 2 or more people are gathered in his name, he's present. And he was present that day.
We set him up in a kiddie pool in the backyard of his house. And Jonathan baptizes him after sharing the gospel with him. And Rusty confirming his faith, lay hands on him, and I'm telling you people, the Holy Spirit moved in such a way that after my surgery, I didn't feel any pain that day, I can tell you. It was so real, and it was so moving that when we left the house, I looked at Jonathan and I said, that was real. And Jonathan goes, oh yeah, that was real.